Alright, this is going to be the rest of... There's a lily behind me, you'll see in a second. This is going to be the rest of your upper body stuff. So there's going to be some shoulders and some chest and some arms. It's also going to be the rest of the arms exercises. First exercise is the Lu raise. They're named after Chinese Olympic weightlifter Lu Xiaojun. He does these with big old weight plates, and I've done them like that before too, and they feel good when you do them like that, but dumbbells is just as good. The important thing for this one is you want to be able to get rotation of your shoulders as you raise them up. So we're going to be going all the way above our head. We're going to start hands on our hips, and we're going to come all the way up like this. And actually, let me move this so you can really see the top. Oh. So as you can see, my hands are neutral right now. They're facing in. But by the top of the motion, God dang it. By the top of the motion, they're going to be facing outward. So there's a rotation each rep. Okay? So with dumbbells, it'll look like this. Elbows as straight as you can keep them. And on the way down, really flex that elbow, flex that armpit, flex that elbow. Control the weights down. You don't want to just let them flop down, okay? Next one is the banded face pull. So you're going to get your band, and you're going to need an anchor point for this one. One face height or higher is preferable. So I'm going to try and see about this orange tree right here. I think I saw a branch that I liked. So I'll just show you the motion first. You're going to be grabbing your band, and you're going to be pulling back to your face. That's why it's called a face pull. Like that. So just like with the Lu raise, you want to get that rotation, that external rotation at your shoulder joint. Start here, really brace, tripod stance with your feet, and then pull back. And I'm really thinking about moving with my elbows and my armpits. And I'm really squeezing when I come back. So I want you to hold each rep for a second, if you can. And I don't know if you picked up on this or not. With the Lu raise, I just thought of this. You don't have to do them from your knees. I just dropped to my knees so that you can see me better in the camera. You can do them from your knees if you want, but you don't have to. Alright, paused lateral raise. Okay. So, the Lu raise is like the lateral raise. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just there's an element of external rotation where you're opening up your hands like this. And the other thing is they go all the way above your head. With a regular lateral raise, you're just gonna keep your hand in that neutral position without all that rotation, and you're gonna try to come 90 degrees or 180 degrees actually. You're gonna try to make a straight line with your clavicle and your shoulder and your humerus and all the rest of your arm. And when we do a paused version, we're just gonna hold at the top for a second. So like that, we're gonna control it on the way down by really flexing the armpit and the elbow. One more time. I don't think I really paused on that last one. One more time. All right. All right, so next we're gonna do a couple of push-ups. So regular push-ups are a good chest exercise. You're more than welcome to incorporate some into your training. I really should incorporate more of them. They're more than just a chest exercise really. I mean, they really work your whole body. But these two that I'm going to show you really target your triceps more than anything. Triceps is on the back of your arm, biceps is on the front. So triceps extend your elbow. So like for example, a popular triceps exercise is a pull down, where you start with your arm flexed, and then you use the muscles on the back of your arm to extend your elbow. Biceps on the front of your arm, flex your elbow. Okay? So these right here, diamond push-up and sphinx push-up. Diamond push-up, you're gonna make your hands into a diamond, or you can just put them really close together, because sometimes this can be just awkward for whatever reason. So you can just do a really close grip, kind of like the close grip bench press in your exercise guide. It's the bench press, just like this is a push-up, but it's close grip, so it targets the back of your arm more. Now, I'm going to show you how to do a push-up. I'm going to show you like just a couple of reps with some proper form, because it's something that people mess up pretty frequently. It's basically, when you think about doing a push-up, you're going to think about doing a plank. You're going to have that posterior tilt. So even if it means your butt, if it feels like your butt's coming up a little bit, because like I know it's common for like PE teachers and stuff to be like, oh, get your butt down when you're doing your push-ups, putting your butt up in the air, that's doing girl push-ups, and there is some truth to that. However, you do want to have that tilt, so it is going to feel kind of like your butt is coming up a little bit, because you don't want your hips sagging. All right. What I will say before I get down there is if regular push-ups are too hard, a lot of people will say, well, go ahead and just do them on your knees. I don't necessarily like that. I would rather you do, and I'll show you, I would rather you do your hands elevated, because doing them on your knees, again, it's really easy to mess up your body alignment without some really actually good prerequisite core strength. So anyway, I'm going to shut up and show you this. So plank is on our elbows, push-ups are on our hands. So I'm doing my posterior tilt right now, and I'm just head to toe trying to create as much tension as I can. So I'm locking out my knees, I'm flexing my hips, I'm pushing with my shoulders, I'm locking my elbows at the top. Alright, so just a regular push-up. down and up. And what you'll notice, well, I'll do it again. What you'll notice is that my hips are going to stay in that position. So there was no sagging, there was no coming up. You want to keep them in that position. The other thing is elbows. People will, and they'll do this on the bench press as well. They'll flare their elbows out to the side like this because you can activate more chest like that, but that's harder on your shoulders. So I'm going to, instead of having you do this, I want you to tuck your elbows into your sides, which you're going to be doing anyway to target your triceps when you do the variations that I'm going to show you. So instead of this, we're going to turn the pits of our elbows to the front, get some external rotation, like that. All right. Now, when we do a diamond push-up or a close grip push-up, we're just going to bring our hands in really close. So now it's like our arms are going to be contacting our ribs pretty much the whole time, like that. All right. And Sphinx push-up. So you're going to start with your forearms on the ground like a plank, and then you're going to push up onto your wrists, or onto your palms. All right. Tilt. That. Now, the thing about the knee push-ups versus hands elevated to make them easier. So, a lot of times when people go on their knees to do push-ups, they're like this, and then they're like this, and their butt is all the way up above. So, if you've ever seen one of those ab wheel things, where you come out like that, those are really hard to do correctly. And the knee position is almost like, what you want is almost like you're doing an ab wheel, because you want that tilt. And you want to keep it the whole time. And not everyone can do that. So if you can, go for it. You're more than welcome to. But with the chair, it's just a little easier, and you can get more range of motion for whatever kind of push-up you're trying to do. Even those Sphinx push-ups, it'll make them a lot easier if you elevate your hands. All right. Cheats curl. Dang, I forgot to bring my heavy dumbbells over here, but that's all right. We'll just make it work. So, you are stronger, depending on what source you're looking at. I think it's consensus that you're like about 30% stronger usually on the way down, on the negative portion of a lift. So like if I'm doing a biceps curl, I'm going to be weaker coming up than I will be coming down. So theoretically, I should be able to handle more weight on the way down than I should on the way up. All right. So with that principle in mind, we're going to do a cheat curl. We're going to use a heavy weight and we're gonna do whatever we gotta do to get it up, and then we're gonna control it on the way down. So just imagine that this is really heavy, and we're gonna, oh, okay, and you may not even be able to get whatever weight you're using up that smooth. I mean, if you need to do like, something like, whatever you got to do, just do it in a safe manner. What I was doing there to get it up was just kind of like a total body extension. It was almost like I was trying to jump up with the weight, but I wasn't letting my feet leave the ground. So it was a dip at the hips, and then a quick extension with the hips, and coming up onto my toes to really get the most out of that extension. Okay, so I'll show you that one more time. So, and actually, that exercise that I'm doing right there is called a clean, which is something that we may incorporate in your training down the road. Well, we're actually incorporating it right now, so look at that. But you're gonna have your heavy weights, and you're gonna dip your hips, and then you're gonna shoot them. Come on. One more time. Right? Alright. So next I'm just going to show you some banded biceps curl variations. So the first one is just a basic band curl. The easiest way that you can do this is you can just stand on the band and curl up. So twist it, curl like that. A different way that I like to do it though is I like to put it around a low anchor point and then lean back and stay leaned back and then curl. So we got Mrs. Olive Tree. So I've got it on a low anchor point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean back. I'm going to flex all the way down. I'm going to flex my hips. I'm going to flex my core. I'm going to flex down into my feet. I'm going to maintain this angle. Oops. I'm going to maintain this angle as I curl. Alright? I'm going to hold. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me more of a stretch on my biceps at the bottom and make them go through a larger range of motion. The other thing it's going to do is if I'm keeping my body still and I'm keeping my hips extended, that means I can't use my hips to cheat. So I'm isolating my biceps more. I'm making sure that they do the work and not my hips or momentum. Banded face curl. So now we're going to do a high anchor point. And I'm going to curl towards my face, which is why it's called a face curl. So I've got it.
level. I'm going to try not to pull too hard because I don't want to hurt this tree. I'm going to pull to my face. So it's going to look like you're going to have your high anchor point and you're going to be curling like this to your face. And then the last one is the abducted curl. So you're going to start with your arm abducted and you're going to curl this way. So I'm going to tie this off so that I just have one band to work with. Start out here. And the farther you can go, the better. Again, I'm trying not to hurt this tree, but ideally, here I'll come closer so I don't, ideally, you want to be coming